What's up, B2 Capital G here? Got a pretty cool duel for you guys to check out. We got Ritual Beast squaring off against Rockets. This is going to be one hell of a super grind game. So if you guys like grind duels, you'll probably like this one a lot. If you are more kind of looking for like the cheese action, kind of like the OTK or Dank duels, this is probably not for you. So this is not a pure version of Rockets. He plays Mech Knight Rockets, which I don't really understand how those two archetypes work at all, to be honest. And we all know what Ritual Beasts pretty much do. They summon a lot with Kanahawk, and they stack up Steeds and Ritual Beast Ambush, and you try to pop your opponent's cards with that. Ritual Beast Steeds being non-targeting, so that could be an edge against Borlo Dragon. I still sometimes see Ritual Beast doing stuff, and I don't really fully understand what I'm seeing. I believe it is the most complicated and probably hardest deck to play in Yu-Gi-Oh history, or at least one of them. So let's see. Looks like Rockets don't really start that well, and looks like Ritual Beasts are just going to summon, he summons Winda and attacks, but he ends up going for a quick launch, and it just, gets him a monster. Winda's a monster that I really never want to actually attack. Now, you see this right here. He goes into Borlo Dragon, which is going to get wrecked by Ritual Beast Steeds, but people often forget that Mech Knights are a thing, and you saw him set the card, you saw him set the Steeds under Winda, and that actually allowed him to get his big Mech Knight on field. So yeah, you probably should always stagger your cards, just kind of an FYI in Yu-Gi-Oh. So he's going to cut her down to size, but she's a card I don't want to destroy because you never know what your opponent's going to summon off of her. It might summon like Altia Pelio out the freaking extra deck or something. I don't want to have to deal with that. He's going to bounce. Now he goes for Kanahawk. You can pretty much expect at this point that he's going to start racking up the resources. Sometimes I feel like Revolve Boot Sector should have had, like, I don't know, maybe he should have been like, you should be able to pay half your life points to like lock down a back row a la Trickstar Light Stage or something, because this card, like in the early game, I mean, if you go second, you don't really have any cards in your graveyard, so you're just relying on your hand. Like, it's a really, like, I like the card, but man, when you're, how do you summon Borlo Dragon into this? You know what I mean? Like in the 4 back row, and he summoned Borlo in the 1 back row, which I think is like perfectly fine, and it just ended up being that back row that outed Borlo Dragon. But I don't know. I feel like Rockets need more back row suppression. That would kind of be good. Like if they need something like the Tellarknight card that blows up cards. That blows up back row equivalent to the number of like Tellarknights you control. They need something like that. Anyways, Ritual Beast Steed's gonna nuke his entire board. That was a mistake though, because check this out. Booster Dragon is gonna summon Borreload from his graveyard. I don't think he realized that, and I don't know also why. If you're playing against Rockets, like, I get it, you saw the Mech Knight, so maybe you're thinking, what the hell is this? But if Rockets activate Reasoning, shouldn't you always call level 4? Like, isn't that all the Rocket monsters? I mean, maybe they play Destrudo, maybe they play some plant monsters, but still, I'm going with level 4 more often than not. So now he has to deal with Borlo Dragon. He's going to, okay, I thought he was going to take Petalfin, but he takes Winda, and he's going to nuke that column, but Ulti Petalfin is not going to die because it can't die by card effects. But if you look at this, I feel like Rockets just worked their way back into the duel because of that Dragon's effect, being able to bring back Borlo Dragon. He goes for Kanahawk again. Problem is, I believe he's already used 2 Steeds. He searches the last one, so again, you think he should be in pretty good position here. And the problem is, he can't get this field spell off of the board, and even if he keeps blowing his opponent's rocket monsters up, them damn things are coming back from the graveyard. So he is going to once again get rid of Borlo Dragon for the second time. He's going to summon 4 monsters, but that's not really bueno, because Revolve Boot Sector, boom, he just gets 4 monsters right back from the graveyard. It's like a free soul charge every turn. Check this cheese out. He summons Topological Bomber Dragon, blows up the entire field off of the yellow blossom, the Mech Knight. That was pretty spicy. He goes for 1 Day of Peace as his top deck. He draws his Storming. I thought maybe Storming was going to get him back in the duel, but the problem is he keeps summoning more monsters than his opponent has, and he keeps getting blown out by this Boot Sector. So yeah, summoning 4 monsters is not looking so hot right here. And I believe he's out of Ritual Beast Steeds. So, now he's searching Ritual Beast Return. And I'm just like, bro, I don't know how you're going to kill this fucking Topologic Terrasbina, or excuse me, Topologic Bomber Dragon, which again activates its effect. He ends up using the Stormy Mirror Force. Okay, that temporarily delays what he was doing. And then I started looking at the life points. I was like, bro, I don't think anyone's even doing damage this duel. So that's actually quite incredible to see players this deep into a duel and nobody has taken any significant life point damage. That's very interesting. But as the game went on, especially post him activating this Jar of Avarice to put some of those Link monsters back, I thought that he was definitively at advantage because his opponent had already expended his 3 steeds, and that's kind of your win condition. And you see once again, I don't know why he tagged out, because him putting 4 monsters on the board means he gets 3 monsters for free, and now he has Red Eye, so Borlo Dragon's coming back. He's gonna go for booster. He brings back Borlo Dragon, and at this point I was like, yeah, I think this is pretty much a wrap. Ritual Beasts are notoriously known to be terrible top decking because it's a contact fusion deck. Can't contact fusion one monster. So he top decks Ambush, which might save him here. Let's see if he can do that. I don't think so, because Borlo's gonna steal Winda probably. So he's going to go ahead, activate Booster Dragon again. He's going to pop. Borlo Dragon's probably going to steal Winda, and that is the end of the game. I think this really goes back to when he popped the Booster Dragon, and it got him Borlo Dragon back. And then from there, it was kind of just Revolve Boot Sector paying for itself. I mean, he basically got 3 soul charges from this card. So, I mean, this card definitely did work, and he was able to outgrind because the Ritual Beast Steeds were excellent in the early game, but unfortunately, those actually provided fuel for him to, essentially use the card over and over and over again. So the Steeds, he had to be able to capitalize off them. He probably, to be honest, I don't even think a Solemn would have worked here. He would have he just needed some way to get this card off the field, and he had a Terraforming in his hand the entire time. So yeah, that second effect definitely came in clutch, but I kind of feel like, yeah, sometimes instead of the summon from your hand, I kind of wish they had like some type of effect that just locked down an opponent's back row. I'd be even willing to pay, excuse me, a bunch of life points for it. So whatever you guys thought, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos.